I was never the kind of man who raised his voice or caused a commotion. That's why, on that quiet evening when my wife Karen looked at me and said, "Sometimes I wish you just disappear," something inside me shattered without sound. There was no outburst, no fury, just a hollow silence that cut deeper than any fight could. I didn't question her. I didn't beg. I didn't even ask why. I only nodded slowly, pretending her words hadn't gutted me, and rose from the dinner table. My keys stayed on the counter, abandoned in the house we had built together, a place that now felt like a museum of a life that wasn't mine anymore. I didn't pack much, just my wallet and a small duffel bag. No goodbyes. No explanations. Only silence. For 10 years, I had lived only for her, pouring myself into her happiness like it was the air keeping me alive. I worked long hours, broke my own ambitions to fit hers, and ignored the signs that her love was slipping away. Those 7 words were the final proof I had been avoiding. She no longer wanted me. Maybe she expected me to plead for another chance, to cling to her like a drowning man grasping a ledge. But I had nothing left to give. So I did exactly what she said. I vanished. 3 states away, I rebuilt myself. I changed my name, shed my past like an old skin, and took up carpentry, the craft I had loved long before she steered me into a corporate job. I lived quietly in a small town where no one knew me, no one spoke my old name. For the first time in years, the crushing weight on my chest began to lift. I kept no contact. I didn't call friends or write to my brother. I became a shadow drifting through calm streets, another face at the grocery store, another man sipping coffee in the diner. Over time, I bought a cabin on the edge of the forest. I started taking furniture commissions, and eventually opened a small workshop with my new name etched into the glass. People respected me, not as someone's husband or someone's disappointment, but as a craftsman with steady hands and quiet dignity. That was enough. 7 years passed like that. I told myself I no longer cared what became of Karen. I assumed she had moved on, maybe even married the man I'd always suspected lingered on the outskirts of our marriage. I believed my heart was finally hardened against her. Then, one afternoon, the bell above my shop door rang, and there she was. Her appearance startled me. She was dressed in expensive clothes that looked rumpled from sleepless travel, her hair slightly disheveled, her eyes searching the room until they landed on me. The moment her gaze locked with mine, she froze. Neither of us spoke. She looked older, not just in years, but in the weary way life etches itself into you. Her hands shook as she stepped closer. "Michael," she whispered, my old name, the one I hadn't heard in nearly a decade. "You're alive." I said nothing. I stood there with my arms folded, my face unreadable though my heart pounded. She broke apart before me, sobs ripping through her chest as customers turned to watch. She collapsed to her knees in the middle of the shop, her voice quivering as she repeated how sorry she was. "I searched for you for years," she gasped between tears. "When you disappeared, I thought you had died. I filed missing person reports, went to therapy. I destroyed my life trying to find you." Her voice cracked as she added, "I didn't mean what I said that night. I was angry. Foolish. I never thought you would actually leave." Finally, I spoke. My voice was calm, even. "But I did. And I stayed gone." She stared at me desperately. "Please, come back. Just talk to me. Let me explain. I need to make things right." I inhaled slowly. "There's nothing left to fix. You wished me away, and I disappeared." Her crying grew harsher. I didn't reach for her, didn't comfort her. I had already grieved years ago, in motel rooms and under dark forest skies. That grief was hers to carry now. At last, she rose unsteadily, wiping her face. Her voice dropped to a fragile whisper. "Do you hate me?" I paused. "No. I just don't feel anything anymore." She nodded slowly, as though those words cut deeper than hatred ever could. Then she turned and walked out, just as I once had. I watched her fade into daylight until she was gone, just another stranger now. The door clicked shut behind her. I turned back to my workbench, set my chisel against the wood, and kept carving. Some things are left in the past, and some wounds are buried so deeply, they stop feeling like they were ever yours.